Well, tonight's guest is right on cue. When Chicago and the Eagles recorded, he was there. When Billy Joel recorded, he was there. When Elton albums Captain Fantastic and the Brown Dirt Cowboy and Rock of the Westies were recorded, he was there. I know I'm starting to sound like a broken record, but stay with me on this. Why was he on cue? Well, next month is Record Store Day in the UK. That's on the 20th of April. And a special extended edition of the album Caribou is released. That 1974 Elton classic, along with all the others I listed, were recorded at Caribou Ranch. And our guest was there. Will we get a snippet of what Ducktail Jiver sounds like? And what about the fact that it's never been released before? It's a bonus on the vinyl release of the Caribou album next month. And anyone hungry for a sarnie? We'll find out whether we know which song it is that was the sandwich song and why that was. In any case, we'll be talking today, and it's our absolute honour to present for your oral pleasure tonight. It's Caribou Ranch studio manager John CARSELLO. Oh, blimey. And that's a polite expletive in England, blimey. Welcome, John CARSELLO. Nice to have you on the show.
Hello, George. Nice to talk to you.
It's fantastic to have you here. So you were the studio manager at Caribou.
I was.
My word. How many years were you doing that for?
11 years, from the beginning until almost the end.
Right.
And that was it. All the bands that were there, I was there.
So I
booked a lot of them.
I know that the studio at the Caribou Ranch, that was started by one James William Garcia. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Garcia. In 1972. So you were there from there for over a decade.
Yeah, it was actually started, the beginning of mid-1970, 71. And the studio had a fire, and then it closed, and he never reopened it after that.
It was March 85. So that's what I've officially been told. So you were there for the first decade and a bit, so you were there for 11 years. So I guess you were there till about, 1983, I guess.
Yes, that's right, 1983.
Okay. Well, listen, anyway, but just to zoom in on where this place was, and before that devastating fire that obviously brought it to a close, I know it was originally built in a converted barn, wasn't it, on a ranch property in the Rocky Mountains. That's in Nederland in Colorado. Now,
true. Yes.
I hear that this is it's on a road that leads to a ghost town called Caribou. Is that right? Was it a ghost town?
The ghost town was called, there is a ghost town called Caribou, but the ranch itself was near a road, near a ghost town called Bluebird, which was part of the ranch at that time. And then as you go towards the Continental Divide, the Caribou ghost town was beyond that. It was up at about 10,000 feet above sea level.
Right, okay. So what was it like? I mean, did people struggle with breathing? I mean, what was it like on a hot day? What was it like to work in a place like Caribou?
They did. We were the studio itself was about, I think about it was about 9,500. It was about 95, between 75 and 8,500 feet. So what we had to do was we had oxygen and oxygen masks for like horn players and the vocalists to use. And that came in handy because, when you have somebody like, one of the singers of Chicago, Peter Cetera, who sang really hard and high vocals and stuff, it was, the oxygen level did get to him, so being at 8,000 feet, it got pretty.
We'd love to offer you the full interview.
I know. You want more from Radio Elton John. You were listening on Red Shorts. The full episode is probably from season 1, 2, or 3. You can get it plus all episodes with a Platinum Experience subscription from rej.world. Since season 4, you can hear full episodes totally free on Silver Experience only at rej.world.